gonna get knocked out.
Yep, completely and irrevocably, the loser is gone. Alright, but now we're going to be spawning directly on top of someone who could theoretically be the loser. We do not know that quite yet. It is going to be the red... Actually, what are their colors? Yeah, we can actually use their real colors. It's going to be the pink Zerg Sasquatch. He's going to be in the bottom right, going up against coL.User Complexities coL.User. The blue Zerg in top left, Complexity versus Complexity, Zerg versus Zerg on Ohana. And you guys should go vote at ZanderFever.tv/vote for who you think is going to be winning, because we could be in for a short game.
Yeah, Ohana is one of those maps that doesn't exactly have the longest rush distance, and considering it's a two-player map, I feel like a lot of those early attacks are going to be very strong in this map.
Yeah, and what's interesting though is that I see some Zergs like to go hatchery first and kind of metagame the fact that people are going to be like, oh cool, well, time to play safe, and then they go for the hatch first because it's a short map, and then they end up having defender's advantage because of the small ramp, even more so than they would normally in a ZVZ.
Yeah, that ramp is going to be really interesting. I mean, we saw actually in game number one, I think it was a coL.User who went for the wall off with the evil evolution chamber. I mean, do you think we could be seeing more of that alongside the ramp?
This is a great map for walling it off with Evo chambers. It just lends itself beautifully to defense, and all you have to do is put one Evo at the bottom, one Evo at the top, spine collar in the middle, and you can wall off even with one or two queens, and you're impenetrable to Zerglings.
Yeah, and I'm sure that a lot of the Zerg players are really excited about the new Heart of the Swarm patch that's going to be coming out, where you can actually wall off with even spine crawlers.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, you don't know? Heart of the Swarm, they made the new in the new patch notes. Spine crawlers will now create wall offs that are Zergling tight.
They didn't already?
No, they don't. If you put two spine crawlers next to each other, it's not Zergling tight.
Oh, wow, I never noticed that.
It's a good thing you don't play Zerg.
Yeah, that's probably why I never noticed that.
Yeah, I'd hate to see you just like, okay, so I'm gonna wall off with, an evolution chamber and two spine crawlers and a queen, and then all the Zerglings just stream between the two spine crawlers. Oh, it's a good thing that didn't happen. But yeah, it looks like once again this game going to be shaping up to, with similar openings, but I guess the key difference is going to be the gas geyser once again, as we actually see Sasquatch going for that gas geyser relatively early, especially in comparison to coL.User, who just opted not to get it at all early on.
Yeah, but the hatches are really making their way done. In fact, actually, I think this was a hatch first from Sasquatch.
Yeah, it is timed out just a little bit earlier than coL.Users, and I mean, do you think that's going to play a really big part in this game, or not really?
Gives them a tiny, slight advantage. You can see right now, 26 to 24. It's very, very minimal. coL.User is not really any big thing behind.
Makes sense. And, we actually have a couple of Zerglings from coL.User making their way into the main, and they're going to be able to see, oh, hey, the drones are still mining gas, and even though the Zergling speed has actually started researching, so could be seeing a Baneling nest pop out from Sasquatch. Or actually, was it Sasquatch that kept going for the Baneling nest early on?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this time with the hatch first, we could see aggressive Banelings. And we could see aggressive Banelings be very powerful. Because that is the best tech choice to go through right after you go after hatch first, because it gives you the best avenue to be aggressive with and actually deal damage. And you see how coL.User knows this as he's throwing down his spine crawler just to make sure that he can maybe do a little bit of sniping off of those Banelings. He's even now going for a Baneling nest of his own. He is definitely expecting Banelings to be coming out from Sasquatch.
Yeah, one interesting note is that coL.User does not have Zergling speed research at all, so that could actually play a really big part in the engagement, especially if Sasquatch moves out with some of those Banelings of his own and is able to get off some really big Baneling detonations. But actually, I don't see that in his future right now, as we can actually see Evolution Chamber is finished up, and he is researching on +1 missile attacks.
Sasquatch is basically completely faked out coL.User now. coL.User is sitting back here. He's like, alright, cool, I can now get up a bunch of Banelings, be defensive, I'm solid, I'm safe, and he's not even attacked at all.
Yeah, and that's just going to be a complete waste of that one spine crawler. Just going to basically be sitting at home, not really doing a whole lot until the roaches potentially end up coming out. As yeah, we do see the roach warren about halfway completed for Sasquatch, and I mean, lair timings are relatively similar, but do you think that Sasquatch is going to be able to hit some really nice timing with this if Ghost User doesn't go for Roach Horn of his own? Actually, he is going for one.
Yeah, but it's all going to depend on the angle of engagement at this point and who's going to be the defender. The defender is going to have an advantage unless Sasquatch can hit a perfect time with his +1 or even try and get his Gleal out and everything. But his lair is being slightly faster. Really is going to be giving him a couple tech windows that may be enough to push Ghost User back, even with Ghost User being the defender.
Yeah, it makes sense. And actually, one really quick note is just the fact that Sasquatch does still have that Zergling speed research, and Ghost User trying to send out Zerglings to try and scout out what exactly is going on, but he's finding it a little bit difficult as those speedlings just able to chase down those slow Zerglings. And actually, no, does that Zergling actually have Zergling speed? Oh yeah, he did actually research it. Looks like he just finished up recently, I think.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's important for scouting. You can't really skip it in the entirety of the game. It's
Mhm.
probably the only upgrade you see in every game that lasts longer than 10 minutes in any matchup. I think that's the only one that really falls under that category.
Yeah, but oh my god, we actually have an infestation pit already finished up for Gosu user, so could be seeing a couple of infestors popping out once pathogen glands actually starts researching, and that could really, really put a great defensive advantage for Gosu user.
Yeah, now I'm kind of waiting to see when Sasquatch is going to decide to push out, because he's now getting his +2 missile dex. This may just be a simple +2 timing. With Gleal, he's now getting his third. He's just macroing very, very solidly, and he's now going to he's actually going to be working towards an economy lead, a tech lead, and an army lead all at the same time, and that should not be the case.
Yeah, he's moving out, and it looks like Sasquatch is looking to move up the ramp, but no, does end up poking his head up, sees how many roaches there are, and also that spine crawler. And very soon there are going to be infestors out in probably about 50 or so seconds. So Sasquatch just kind of sits here for too long. Could actually get caught by those infestors using those fungal growths and stopping all those roaches from running.
Yeah, the patch and glands is past that 30-second mark. We have a couple infestors on the way. But the tech's not going to be that far behind for Sasquatch. His infestation pit is about 2/3 of the way done now. And he's getting a good concave. So whoever pushes down or up that ramp is going to be at the in the worst spot. But it looks like we're going to have Ghost User going for a flank. And I don't think Sasquatch... Oh, he does have vision of this. He's now going to keep an eye on this, and he knows exactly where that entire army is now. But Ghost is going to try and get his third, and Sasquatch is going to overextend himself, I think, a little bit by trying to pick off this. But there we go. Now he's pushing forward. He's going to get a big surround, but Ghost still has almost all of his roaches attacking. He's got more of them, and they're even on upgrades right now. There's a fungal. There's going to be no escaping for Sasquatch. If the fungals land, and they land.
Yep. And all of those roaches are going to end up going down. He needs to pull back that infestor, make sure he doesn't actually end up losing that. But I mean, that is a huge win for Gosu user as he's able to now safely get up that third expansion and might actually even be able to put a little bit of pressure onto Sasquatch's third expansion.
Yeah, I'm very, very interested in seeing how this is going to be turning out, because even after all those losses and everything, they're still basically even on supply.
Yeah, and I feel like, now those infestors don't have any energy left, and looks like Ghost users are going to be a little bit on their retreat, but no, with those reinforcing roaches, is going to feel comfortable engaging and reinforcing roaches coming in from both sides, actually. Although, I have to say, the concave are really favoring Ghost user as those reinforcing roaches, giving him basically a semicircle.
Yeah, and Sasquatch has that +2 attack, but just doesn't have the numbers to support it, and we're seeing Ghost user really, really exploiting that fact and giving himself just so many edges. Like, look at this. He's literally got about 16 roaches difference in terms of lost / killed / alive still or whatever. It's a terrible English sentence. I apologize.
Yeah, but we do finally see everything starting to calm down just a little bit. In terms of drone counts, they're honestly both pretty even, and I mean, upgrade advantage is definitely going to work out for Sasquatch once he does have a couple of those infestors of his own to get involved in those big engagements. Looks like he wants to put on a little bit of pressure over here at the third. I don't know if this is going to work out for him as the fungal growth just catches all of the roaches once again.
Oh, that is a beautiful fungal, and that is going to really damage that army. There's a couple of roaches that tried to get into the main and everything during that time as well from Sasquatch, but they just did not, they were not successful at all. We can see their blood remains that are still just there in the main base that are nice and gone. But now coL.Goswser is going to push forward. He's going to do a lot of damage with his attack. He doesn't have his +2 done yet. That's the one advantage Sasquatch has, but look at these numbers. It just may not be enough. We may be seeing coL.Goswser moving along, and Sasquatch maybe not.
Well, I mean, I don't even see any infestors out for Sasquatch at this point. As, I mean, 3 infestors on. Yeah, that's going to be GG for Sasquatch.
If GG gets called, we're going to have coL.Goswser moving along, and fortunately for Sasquatch, he will not. But congratulations to coL.Goswser for that win. I'm just double checking to make sure, does he move on or is he waiting?